Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 62 of the Disney Infinity and Beyond podcast, presented by DisneyKingdom.com with me, Roger, in the UK, and in sunny California, we have Abe.
Abe, how's it going?
Hey ho! All right, so this week it's going to be slightly shorter than normal because we're going to be recording this week's and next week's show at the same time. So we're going to kick off first off with all the news this week. So there's been snippets of bits and pieces this week, including the main bit of news really was that Rise of the Empire and the figures and playset and power discs were released pretty much everywhere. They're out now. They're in stores. We did a full-on review of these last week's show. Lots of people have been enjoying that this week, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. A lot of people are seeing the greatness of this playset, so I'm glad.
Yes, yeah, and also I picked up the new Tomorrowland power discs because for some reason out here they got released a month later, so I picked them up. Do you know what? I'm going to just pop these down, and obviously the skydome and terrain are great and you get all the different options, but what really impresses me with this one was it seemed to unlock about 30 to 40 building pieces, an entirely like set piece of different buildings, and I was just sitting there going, this is what these packs need more in the future, is just, you know, like say like for example we got these those good dinosaur pack come out. Well, if that unlocked 50 different toys, that's a great way of kind of giving content for those power discs and making them a lot more worthwhile than normal.
No, yeah, I mean, I honestly think maybe the reason why they're, diminishing the numbers of how many power discs we're going to get, maybe they're going to be coming with more unlockables than we know, so it's maybe it's just a good angle to take on power discs now. So we'll see, I guess. We'll see when we get the good dinosaur ones.
Because I'm planning on watching Tomorrowland in a couple of days' time when it comes out, and yeah, so it's kind of quite cool to have all these extra and they look really cool. The buildings look really good, and I was just very impressed with the idea of having that many toys unlocked, rather than just those little, the plants that you change the theme to. Having so many completely unique, it's really going to be able to open up, kind of making like not only just Tomorrowland, but anything kind of futuristic toy box. They're going to be pretty useful.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and in Tomorrowland, it does set you up for having some really nice set pieces for the toy box. So, yeah, no, I agree with you. Hopefully, this is a new step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely been sort of. I also, while I was out in stores, noticed that little pouch with the power discs, the little like pocket thing that with like Chewie, Leia, and Han Solo on. I actually saw that in the store, so they are out in the UK now. We've not really still heard anything official on them. They look they were right by the counter on the thing, but yeah, they looked okay. But I must admit, it still feels a bit odd this year with the power discs. There's nowhere to really sort of put them to properly. But yeah, it was out in the store.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's still no word whether they're going to come out here in the US. And I don't know. I'm not crazy about them.
So just international exclusives. That might be the thing. It was quite kind of cool. I saw this other thing that was, I don't know if it's made by the same company or not, like an amiibo stand, but it was set like the Super Mario stage with the flag at the end.
That's actually PDP, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
made some good stuff for them.
yeah, unsurprisingly. So it was kind of cool. But also this last week, we've had a few little bits and pieces come out, so mainly valid of JV on Twitter. Now I'm going to bring up his Twitter feed here, just to sort of go through a couple of the things that he mentioned about. First off, he said this past week, and we had on the 2nd of October, they had their first advisory panel with all the master artists who were at the Toy Box Summit. And he said that they talked about the website, the patch, the bug fixing, and Peter Pan. And they said that the production team got a lot out of it. We're not really too sure what more was said about it. They might probably not going to talk too much about what was there. But it's very interesting to sort of see how they're doing this now with these toy box artists getting the top toy box ones together and feedback. And I'm sure there's been a lot of feedback over the last, because they've had the game probably about 6 weeks now, really being able to get their hands on it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely great that they're getting the community involved. I mean, aside from them doing their own testing and finding bugs themselves and then getting emails from the community, it's cool to actually have, your hardcore players to actually have a say, tell you guys what's going on, report some bugs. I mean, they're kind of technically our ambassadors now, if you think about it. I mean, we can actually go to them and talk to them and say, hey, bring this up next time you meet with them, because we're having difficulty. I'm sure the whole online situation is being talked about, and specifically with Flynn's Arcade, and I hope they talked about a bunch of the bugs and the whole feet thing that's going on. I hope they take care of stuff, but it's cool to actually see them being given responsibility, and then obviously, they were given the responsibility to choose Peter Pan, so I hope they got to see what it looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think Peter Pan is kind of the one thing a lot of people are interested in, because obviously it's an unannounced character. We haven't seen what it looks like yet. And also, I think it could be if they are really going to be going down this kind of platform system, he is going to be a DLC character, because there's no way in hell they would have had a chance to get him blocked onto the disc like some of us think might have happened with the other characters. But it's certainly going to be an interesting take. And I think Peter Pan was that kind of example of a character that wasn't even on their radar, which it's great to know. Great to know that we're going to have this opportunity each year for a completely random character that maybe, but then this is why they do these Disney polls to work out who's a good character.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see how it works, especially if it is going to be DLC completely, unless they're pulling this giant reverse psychology on us, and all of them are already in the disc. We just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it still feels to me like, with the Force Awakens stuff out in a couple of months, and we've got the Battleground stuff, which we'll talk about in a minute. I don't know. I don't think they are not on that disc. I can't see them being there. I think if they were, someone would have cracked it by now. But also the way it's set up. But then it also feels a bit odd, because like Judy and like Nick and Spot are already in there, but then they must probably been planned a long time.
Yeah, no, I guess we'll find out, and hopefully the first step to DLC isn't a messy one like all the glitches. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's like this. I expect the glitches and problems we've been having while building was a major point of that panel, because there's been a lot. Because I think he's moving his hand around again.
Did you hear something?
Yeah.
Let's put this down.
Yeah, so it's kind of one of those sort of funny things. I think as time's been going along, we've been hearing more and more about problems with the game, and JV put out a tweet saying this patch that we've all been waiting for is coming in November now. Now, I'm going to be honest, my first reaction to this was actually quite disappointing, because I was like, this is quite bad to have the patch coming out in November, because that's nearly 2 months since the game would have come out. I'm finding like I've got a problem with the fact that I can't seem to input text. Every time you do it, it just says that this thing. I've submitted a toy box about 2 weeks ago. I've submitted it, I think, 2 or 3 times. Still hasn't appeared online, and I'm wondering: is there either a problem with the toy box, or is it again this online connectivity thing of like not connecting to the network properly? Because we can't do. There's a couple of certain things that tend to do with online that we can't do properly when we're international. And now it's making me feel like what's the point in building at the minute, because I can't do it properly because it's just not working.
No, yeah, I mean, I think it has to do with anything online, because recently one of our other admins, Chris Ching, his son Max downloaded a toy box, and after the download, the Rise Against the Empire save file disappeared. So, it's anything to do with online, and honestly, with a game that benefited from online play in 2.0 so much, and 1.0, obviously, when you downloaded toy boxes, you definitely need it with 3.0, which is a hardcore game, especially with Star Wars being a heavy hitter this year. And I hope they fix it as soon as possible. But I agree with you, November, that's just like, I get it. You want to put this big patch out there and get it done and completely wipe out what you can. But they should have gone the route of small patches. I know it's a little bit more expensive, and obviously it doesn't look good as far as on their side goes. Like they have to keep issuing patches, but I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been having temptations on playing other games because I feel like I'm not getting the full potential of my game right now with 3.0. So
Well, this
I don't know.
is it. I mean, I think with Speedway coming out in 2 weeks, that's one of the biggest part of that is going to be people racing against each other. And I'm thinking, surely it should have been, that the online patch had to be fixed before that, because it's a major, like you said, we were avoiding using it. But I've sat there and I've built I've built one toy box completely. It's about 60% complete, but I got to a point where I couldn't add any text, and I'm like, well, I'll just leave it. And I built a toy box that didn't require it. And now I'm sitting there and I've got all these, and I'm just like, well, I can't do it properly. It's just not working. And therefore, like you say, I've gone into the play sets a little bit more and doing things. But yeah, I'm starting to kind of go, well, I'll play Speedway in a couple of weeks. But toy box building is slowly slapping down my priority list, because it just feels like I can't do it properly. And I feel like, it's that thing of like not being able to do it. And this patch coming so late, like you said, I think they should be looking at this a little bit more better in terms of smaller updates, rather than just keep adding to this list of problems and just keep going, well, we'll fix it and send out one. It does cost them money to issue an update. But in the long run, what I'm worried about is what was happening with 2.0, where we got one patch and that we never seem to have got another one after that.
Yeah, and going back to Speedway, I mean, we talked about it before, and mentioning it again, you definitely hit the nail on the head there, because a racing game is a lot of fun, but once you beat the computer one whole way through, it gets boring, and you need competitors. If you don't have somebody racing with you at home, and you can't race online, that expansion game is not going to see much use. I mean, obviously you'll get use up to the point where you unlock the toys for the toy box, but other than that, you need online play. And like you said, I hope maybe they're trying to get as much stuff done in this one patch and release this big patch, but I hope it's definitely not the last one we see, because I'm sure we're going to see more issues. I'm sure a patch always and a fix always brings a new glitch, and not to mention we have new DLC things with Battlegrounds and Force Awakens. We're gonna need more fixes if something goes wrong. So I don't know. I'm crossing my fingers that it works out, but it kind of sucks that it's taking too long. So
yeah, I think it's very much. I mean, there's a lot of people complaining. I think specifically Xbox owners seem to be really sort of struggling the worst at the minute with issues, which is a shame. And it's that kind of thing of it's hurting the audience, because it's like you said, there's competition this year. There's a lot more competition, and they don't need this bad word. I can understand the concept of you don't want to put anything out there officially that says that there's a problem. So like but they, a patch update telling you what's coming, what is a known problem, what needs to be fixed, would make a major difference if it was on the official site. Now, I can understand it from the advertising point of view. Well, we don't want to say anything negative. We have to be, but if you are looking for a problem, you're going to find it all on Facebook groups and unofficial forums and on Reddit, etc. You're going to find it. So, but I think not acknowledging it is a major problem. And these issues, the thing with online play and people's, it's like I said, November just feels too far away at the minute. I'm looking at it now thinking, well, if that's a month away, that's put me off automatically doing some like toy box building, and very, very easily I'm probably now going to, it's like, well, there's no point in me toy box building this month because I can't do it properly. So yeah, I'm probably going to end up sliding out and picking up another game.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of one thing you just said, if you spot an issue, definitely report it. Don't go to our Facebook group. Don't go to our website. We're a fan site. We don't work for Disney. So here's what I say to you. If you have an issue and you see a glitch, support@disneyinfinity.com. That's the email, support@disneyinfinity.com. Send them an email. I'm letting you know, not only because I know this is from experience as well. I actually emailed them about 2 issues that I found recently, and their turnaround was great. I got a reply within 2 days, and they told me, thank you so much for the feedback. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully we can get it out in the next patch. So, I mean, they are responding. They are definitely listening to us. But the only way you're going to be heard is not by complaining online. It's by actually talking to them. So I'll just say it one more time. It's support@disneyinfinity.com. Go ahead and send them an email.
Yeah, it's, if that's the thing is, I mean, you can also, I think you can put stuff on their official forum and tweet, I think, at Disney Infinity. They'll kind of look at it as well. But yeah, the email is the best option. But it's like we're saying is, in nowadays, video game patches have become continuous. There's something that happens all the time. Lego Dimensions launched last week, and I think they needed like a 5 gigabyte patch. I think everyone had, people were like, had to wait 4 hours to play the game. So this is not uncommon. It's, lots of games have updates on day one and patches coming in. I know quite often, load up my game and my PlayStation and say, oh, there is a patch. But they have got to look at it a little bit more. I don't think this idea of putting out one massive patch every few months I don't think it's a great way of telling the idea to people that it's being fixed and being looked after. It always feels like, well, another month, that feels a long time when something you've spent a lot of money on isn't working properly.
Well, I mean, especially since I wanted to get, as much time in Disney Infinity as possible before Battlefront comes out, because I know I'm going to be stuck in Battlefront for a while. And if it comes out in November, the patch comes out in November, and so does Battlefront. It's going to be a little tough. So
yes. Yeah, no, I think it's just one of those situations. I think this kind of feedback. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm under no illusions that patches need to come for any game, and I'm going to say that it's for every single game, pretty much. Yeah, Nintendo maybe don't do it, but then they only release a couple of games a year, and they've got a different mentality. The whole idea of getting these games rushed out for a specific release date is creating these patch issues, and the whole video game industry is struggling with this problem at the minute. So it's not just Disney Infinity. And like I said, this, I can still go in, and I've been playing the play sets a lot. I think I've been playing the play sets a lot more this time around. Going back and redoing the missions. I started again on the Twilight of the Republic one last night because I realized that I'd missed a load of missions. But being able to go back and play them again and try and get, improve your score and unlock toys has really made. I think I've spent a lot more time in playsets than I did in 2.0 at this time last year.
I have a question. When you went back to Twilight, did you start a brand new save file, or did you just replay missions?
I'm just going back in, replaying missions, and there was about a dozen sort of side quests that I didn't do. I think because when I got that one, I kind of plowed through the main story,
right?
Quite quickly, because I think it was that thing. If I got the game, I've got 3 play sets I want to play. I've got Toy Box Takeover. I was in that mindset of I just want to experience the main chunk of it and go back. When I did Rise, I was on my last play set, and I kind of took my time a lot more. So now I want to go back and spend a bit more time on it.
Right, because the reason why I was asking you, and I guess this is for everybody who's listening or watching, if you did have a save file and you decided to restart your game and start a brand new save file, the question is, do your stars and feats remain, or do they reset? I know sometimes the feats didn't reset in 2.0, but it could be different in 3.0. The reason why I'm asking is another issue that I had, which was there is a mission in Rise that should have been a replayable mission, but not all missions are replayable. And because of that, I'm missing a feat. And because I'm missing a feat, I'm missing an unlockable toy. And because I'm missing that feat, I can't complete the undefeatable feat, which also unlocks another thing. So anyways, if you have reset your game, started a brand new save file, let us know if it does reset your feats and your stars, because I did catch all the Minox, all the holocrons, and I 3-starred all the missions. The last thing I want to do is go back and have to do the Death Star 2 mission again, just so I can get that feat, because man, that one was tough.
Yeah, I would have thought, because I mean, all your unlockables will all be unlocked. Yeah, I would have thought your feats would have been okay. It literally just be it'll just restart it from scratch. I don't think it takes anything out.
I know, but you thinking and certainty is 2 different things. I don't want to destroy the Death Star a second time anymore. I love the playset. I love playing through a lot of the missions, but that's one mission I can do without.
I must admit, it's been one of those cool things. I think with being able to jump in and just do like a single mission or two really kind of makes the playset a lot more fun.
Oh yeah,
right, yeah. Right. Okay, we're going to just quickly now just talk about sort of the big news that's going to be coming this weekend. from the New York City Comic Con. Disney Infinity are going to be doing a presentation at the event, and they're going to be showing off some information about Star Wars not Star Wars, Marvel
Battlegrounds.
Yeah,
Surprise playset, everybody! Woo!
Surprise playset. Yeah, so Battlegrounds is going to be shown off. They've said that this is at 4 p.m. on the Empire Stage 1E. Disney Interactive presents a behind-the-scenes look at the Marvel playset for Disney Infinity 3.0. This year's must-have family game, set to launch in 2016. The Marvel Battlegrounds playset includes a new style of gameplay, including Hulkbuster, Ultron, and others, featuring an in-depth look at the playset, special guests from Disney Infinity Team, Avalanche Software, United Front Games, and Marvel Plus figure giveaways. Now, I know...
giveaways? Oh, yeah. Wow!
So Travis will be at the event, so he's going to be there covering for us. So we'll be reporting on it. Just a quick heads up: we will be talking about it in 2 weeks' time,
or I will be talking about it on Saturday.
Yes,
who knows?
Yeah, I'm going to be sat on a beach.
I will be close to a beach, but still talking about it.
But it's going to be pretty interesting to sort of see what we're going to see at this thing, because Marvel have been very, very, very cagey about everything. Disney Infinity 3.0 at the minute doesn't even feel like it's part of, like, well, Marvel are over there somewhere. But
you said they were KG? What?
KG.
What's that?
That's another English term, but just being maybe not quite telling you too much. Kind of. Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you guys the American slang. They're keeping it on the D-low.
We get this every now and again. It's like the odd term is like, what?
I have to stop these. I'm like, huh?
That's all right. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how much we're going to find out about it, because it's still 6 months, maybe from, it's about 5-6 months from launch, if it's going to be March, April time. So we've still got a long time away yet.
So are we going to talk about what we're expecting to see from it?
Yeah, give us. Go on, tell us what you think.
Well, obviously they're going to show us gameplay and how it works. And you know what? Honestly, from what we saw at D23, when you said Star Wars Battlegrounds, honestly, they can kind of make something like that, because it looks like it's going to be like a fighter game, like a Street Fighter, or like a Injustice, or all these types of different fighting games where it's like it's like a 2D side scroller type of, but it's 3D. And then I wonder if they're going to have little missions, kind of like Inside Out, where it's 3D for a little bit, and then you do your fighting, kind of like you see in like the best example I have is the DC heroes, like Injustice. I mean, the way those play. I am hoping to see new figure reveals, like maybe Ant-Man, who we've been waiting since Comic-Con San Diego, but part of me feels like they're not going to show us. Maybe they're going to give us one more, which is probably Ant-Man. If they give us two, great. But I don't know. Gameplay for sure. Definitely see gameplay coming on Friday. Friday, right? That's what it's going to be. Friday or Saturday? Saturday. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see a lot of Ultron and Hulkbuster. I think you're going to see lots of gameplay footage of them in action. I think we're going to learn a little bit about it. I think this is kind of the thing of maybe trying to keep the idea that Marvel is part of it and trying to get Marvel fan. I know it's almost that thing of Marvel wanted to be on its own stage, doing its own thing in a building full of comic fans. So I think it's going to be interesting. I don't know about new figures. I feel like we're a long way off.
Oh, Roger, we need the positivity.
Yeah, no, I could see them maybe announcing Ant-Man. The only thing is, I'm wondering is they could do the exact opposite. If they come out with a full roster reveal for the Marvel side, patch in that information on the next for when the Force Awakens patch comes in. It would give us like 3-4 months to be looking at those figures in our collections and in our Hall of Heroes to kind of keep like the little kind of you want to buy these, there's little prods. So if it's, like at the minute you've got like Spot and Ultron and stuff, you see them and they're there, and they're coming. It actually sometimes works as a good little advertisement of going, yeah, you want these.
Now, let me present something to you. A certain, blockbuster movie came out recently, and it happens to have a few of these superheroes in it. And don't you think it would coincide for them to maybe talk about a few of these characters as figures at New York Comic Con? I mean, at least you'd think they would want to give us a slight reveal. I mean, yeah, we also thought that at San Diego Comic Con, but that was a bust. But we did get to see a little small concept art of what we might be getting. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, they got to give us at least something. We've been waiting so long, and we have all these glitches. Make us happy, Disney.
I think it's really hard. To me, it's either going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be a full reveal, because it's like I don't really too sure of how many more events we've got before that comes out. Because usually everything kind of quietens down over the holiday period. Usually in January time, you start getting all the toys from like in the UK with the toy fair in like January. So this kind of feels like the last big event of the year to kind of present anything. Like there's not many real game events, etc. It's sort of
I disagree. The big event that I think they're aiming for is actually Civil War. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, this game was supposed to be a platform, and it's supposed to be releasing stuff coinciding with the movie release. And I think Civil War is that big event that they probably want to release.
No, I was meaning more. I was meaning more of a
like an expo.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I was meaning I meant hypothetically or in general.
No, I was meaning like a physical like event.
Well, what kind of events? We don't have events at the end of the year. Oh, that's weird.
No, because they're all forced to kind of getting everyone ready for the holiday season, because they're all just
So yeah, New York Comic Con, I guess, is the biggest event towards the end. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Civil War is the prime time to get the Marvel stuff out. You know, it's going to be in the theaters. It's going to be out. You're going to have these. We're going to have Vision and Scarlet Witch and all of these kind of characters, and Ant-Man, all part of I think the Winter Soldier, and Black Panther. They're all going to be part of this new movie, and it's going to be everywhere. So it makes sense. Sorry, what? Crossbones. Yeah, could be.
Come on, give us a villain.
yeah. Well, it depends if he's the main villain of Civil War. I don't think he is.
Well, he's not the main villain, but he is a villain. And the only reason why you don't have a main villain is because it's technically Tony Stark versus, Steve Rogers. So.
Yeah, no. So it's kind of going to be interesting. But hopefully we'll have a lot more on this on the website over the week. So you want to check out thiskingdom.com over the weekend for all the news and stuff.
I might be doing a solo video since Roger's going to be too busy sipping tropical drinks through a straw.
Yes.
Having a coconut, so we'll let you know.
And having a burrito. Yeah, so it's...
On the beach. We have seafood out there too,
Oh, fish fingers.
A fish taco. There you go.
Yeah. But no, we're going to have lots of information on that. So be sure to keep up with This Kingdom for that. So just want to give a quick shout out to our Patreons, Ethan at magicbandcollectors.com and Sort of Apps. And also a big shout out to James, the Infinity Museum, for being another Patreon. Big support to everyone that's supporting us. It does make a huge difference for us.
Thanks, Patreons.
And a big thank you to everyone for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that things, and we are now going to be recording a second episode for next week.
Hit the Patreon button too, guys. Just saying.
Okay, guys, we'll see you guys in another video, and we'll just see you guys soon. Later.
See you in the future.
See you soon.